What's going on, brother?
You know, how you doing, sir?
Man, all is well, man. I say I wanted to do a real interview with you so the kids can get to understand a little bit of knowledge of decision making, but also like, what it's really like, man, going in and doing time, man. So first and foremost, um, let the people know, let the youth know how long you been incarcerated.
I've been incarcerated since um, April 11th, 1982. I was 17 years old. Presently, I'm 61 years old. That means I got over 44, almost 44 and a half years in non-stop. I've
Got you.
been home.
Hold on one brief moment. Can you speak up a little louder? Repeat that last part.
I said I've been incarcerated for a little over 44 years now. I've never been home one day since April 11th, 1982.
Oh wow.
I'm 51 years old.
So during this experience, being incarcerated from a very young age, what was you sentenced to?
I was sentenced to a double life in 20 once returned. However, they wasn't satisfied with that. I was given another life sentence, one consecutive with suspension of 20 years. And
Got you.
which required me to do a minimum of 30 years day to day before I was eligible for my first parole.
Wow. So you had to do 30 years before you can even be eligible for parole. So
Right,
four and almost a half decades later, right? Understanding yourself, understanding your value. Um, what are some of the things, man? If you had the opportunity to tell a youth, like if it was that one thing that you had to say to them, man, that would really capture their attention to keep them, man, from wanting to travel that path you have, what would you say to these youth?
hopefully, they would listen to their mother. And if they have a parent, a father, they would listen to them. They may not always have everything for them, so to speak, to do everything for them. But nonetheless, mom loves you to death. You know, she has a love responsibility. There's a unique bond between a mother and her child. And she'll go to extreme lengths to make sure that you're okay. Right? And even, when we make mistakes, she'll even surpass that because her love is that, um, that strong for her child. Because you always see the good, in you. That's my baby. I know he's good. Something good in him. And I know he may have made some bad choices, or bad decisions, or horrible, but still overall he's my son, and I know he's good. He's good inside of me, you know. And
Gotcha.
that's something you don't hear today, which is good. You do good. There's nothing wrong with him.
Gotcha. So real briefly, right? I'm gonna need you to speak up a little bit louder again. So a lot of these kids that I deal with, right? I work with the kids in DC and PG County. Uh, a lot of these kids, unfortunately, they mother on drugs. Um, some of these kids don't have fathers. Some of them, their mothers might be locked up. Their fathers might be locked up. Um,
Right.
so in making these decisions, man, this talk about all that you lost, man, and how the sacrifice is not worth it.
Well, it's definitely not working. I mean, because you lose everything. Um, as long as I've been incarcerated, sometimes I feel like I've been born in prison
Mm,
because it's been that long that I don't even know what it feels like to walk in the street. I don't know what it feels like to wear my own personal clothes,
mm,
to put on a pair of tennis shoes that I just bought from the store. I don't know what it's like to go to a fast food restaurant and go inside or even drive through at the drive through window and order me a hamburger or a soda, right? everything in here is generic. There's no real Pepsi Cola, no Coke, any real sodas at all. Everything is a foreign, inferior product, right? But that's what we had.
Got you.
You know, to interact with, with my my buddies or whatever. I consider, I can't consider these guys my brothers, right?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't come here for being Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts. They come here because we committed serious offenses, and they're still practicing criminality. You know, so man, you can even allow your life to be made by finding people in the neighborhood of Nestor. It could be your neighbor. It don't have to be your father or your mom. It's unfortunate, yeah, they get strung out with them, on drugs, alcohol, whatever it may be. Um, but man, you don't need to run the streets, man. I know it's easy for me, say that it might sound square or whatever, man. But look, if you don't have your education, you need your GED or your diploma, right? Go
Right.
into a program that's got trades, man. Make you some good money. Learn how to save you some money, man. You look to hustle money, to buy certain things you like, right? Trying to keep up with everybody else, play it fast and fast, but man, as long as you got some clothes to cover your back and food to put in your stomach, I think that's success in and of itself, right?
Got you.
Even at a young age.
So real briefly, right? A lot of the kids that I work with, they mothers and fathers, they uncles. So when we talk jail stories, a lot of them they heard it, they didn't seen it, they had to go visit their fathers, they had to go stay in hotels
Right,
for a couple days just to go see their family. It might be in Pennsylvania, Arizona, all over the world, right? So all over the state.
right.
So
Hey,
the one thing that I'm learning, a lot of these kids they break the law and they go in Maryland, they break law, they go in Virginia, they break law, and the federal prisons are being like it's glamorized. It's like they get cell phones, they get drugs there, and they're having fun there, and they're making cooking and all that. Can you explain real briefly the difference in how the state breaks you, internally, externally, and how there's a big difference in doing state time and federal time?
yeah, in the state, man, there's nothing available for you. Um, you're sitting in the place where I'm at right now, right? We're locked down. Right? That means we stay in a cell 23 hours a day, come out maybe an hour and a half at the most every day. You don't go no place. Uh, you don't go outside. They haven't had recreation outside the prison building in over a year.
Mm,
Haven't had a hot meal. Haven't had a hot meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner since 2019 in these prisons. Since COVID hit. Even when you walked up to the kitchen 3 or 4 times here, the meals were warm at best and inadequate. Right? You don't have clothes. You get a little blue state jeans, your little indigo blue shirt they give you, a long sleeve or a short sleeve, a big thin coat, a little jean coat, a little knit hat, tennis shoes, and you gone. That's it. They'll give you 2 shoes, a pillowcase, and a mouse with a town on the wall star.
so I had a
A little bit bigger. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I had a conversation with a guy earlier about the federal prisons and the state prisons, and I had to make it known that the
Right.
inhumane conditions of the state prisons, how Maryland has the most murder rate
Man,
right now in all the states,
yeah,
right?
yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible. They said this is the second worst prison in the country. Right?
Mm,
Right now, where I'm at now, because of all the murder rates. Right? Like I said, you can lock yourselves with dudes that don't like each other. They in gangs. Right? They don't like each other because of cases. They don't like each other because somebody might have turned on somebody. Right? or they
Mm.
might have done something to somebody's family member, or dudes just don't want to be in a cell with someone. Somebody may be, they might have mental issues, right? But they don't get medication for it. So there's so many things that that's transpiring in this time of being shut in a box. It's maybe 6 foot wide by 9 foot long. You got two people living in it.
So I
There's
would
only
say,
maybe
mhm,
4 feet of move space to move. That's it between two people,
wow,
side
two
by
feet of
side.
space. So that's like being in a
Yeah,
bathroom.
yeah. The bathroom's bigger than this.
So real briefly,
Yeah, I'm
right?
living in one of them. Uh-huh.
So being as though you've been locked up over 40 plus years, it has to take some real mental, it has to take spiritual, it has to take like it has to show a big change and rehabilitation for you to navigate all this time, not catching no tickets, not having to put your hands on nobody, but being able to navigate those worst prisons in the state of Maryland. How did you do it?
Only by the grace of God, the grace of Jesus Christ. I can't give nobody else no credit. Not even myself. By no means.
Mm,
Believe that. When he turned me down for that juvenile thing, I was crushed. I was crushed. You know what I mean? Just they were saying because of what I was locked up for, that I might come out there and do it again.
right.
But there ain't nothing on my record. And they said because I don't have anything on my record, uh, doesn't mean anything. I'm like, why? You know? So, yeah, it was a hard one, man. I'm trying to have my brothers, man, when y'all on the outside, man, contact me, man, because it was difficult times, man.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely difficult times. It's difficult, man. You know,
Yeah.
it really is. You know, I'm hoping for an opportunity to come back out there. Right? My life is in people's hands that I don't have no magic words for. There are no magic words.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the only thing I can do is to say, man, it's Spidey been telling me I've been an exclusionary offender, and that I don't have any right to anything other than dietary, which is kitchen, sanitation, which is sweeping the mountain floor,
Mm.
or MCT, right? That's all I can get. All the educational programs, I can't get. I couldn't go to college. I couldn't get on the computer program. I wasn't able to do any of the social programs. Like they never offered me anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because of my sentence alone, they say, "Oh, you're exclusionary offender." I got the paper. It's like 30 things exclusionary offender, and what's on there? Like exclusionary offender, like exclusionary offender, like so there was no vocational shop. But I had favor. I was given favor by the staff at NCTC, right? When I was there, the people allowed me to take automotive shop because they seen all the work I was able to do with my hands on the street. I mean, in the prison, they wanted me to come out and do something with my life. Be employed.
Gotcha.
So the man gave me, get 5 certificates, ASE
So
certification certificate,
so we
so I
got
can come out and get a job in the place.
mhm. We got less than a minute left, right? And we're gonna definitely follow up with this. We
Okay,
know you got parole coming up. I'm gonna be there to represent you, man, and
okay,
everything you
bro.
do. We've been following up with you, keeping up with you, man, since we came home. I just want to say I appreciate you, man, your endeavors, the stuff that you giving me, the wisdom that you giving me, just to show me, man, that look, man, my life matters. To come out here and to even
Right.
have the strength to to fall back on those conversations in the yard, those conversations we had at the shop, those conversations. Sometimes that pushed
Right.
me through. You get what I'm saying? But are we on the
Amen.
15-minute joint
Amen. That's cool. No, we're on 30.
or we on the 30? Oh, all right. I thought we was on the 15 minute.
Yeah.
All right, we got some time left.
No, I think, sir.
So I would say, can you take me down to that part where when things just seem like a dream? Because some of these kids they commit these crimes and they get locked up and they cry, "Mom, mom, mom," and they don't even realize the nature of what they did. And now they faced with all this time, right? How would you tell a youngin who made the biggest mistake in their life? How can you how can you come back from that to the youth that that I deal with? What would you say to them kids?
And I hope this helps. You know, I remember stepping off that Bluebird in the Maryland Penitentiary January 3rd, 1983. Snow on the ground, man. When I got off that bus, I looked at the wall, the officer standing there with a shotgun, looking at it. I'm shacking all up, handcuffed, leg irons and everything. I get off this bus, man, and I look, and I'm inside the Maryland Penitentiary, 17 years old. I look up the left side of right, on my right at the time, and I see this about 7-story building, man. It's nothing but black or gray granite with a metal tin roof, known as the Maryland Penitentiary, which would be the infamous South Wind. Right? And people lost counting of flies, right? And then I looked over there and I said, man, this is absolutely insane. And then after being there for some time and aging through the system, going through my teens, going through my 20s, going through my 30s, going through my 40s, going through my 50s, down in my 60s, and I look at the fact that the damage that I've done because of the decision that I made or allowed to take place or not acting the way I should have acted, right? And allow things to transpire and get out of hand to the point, man, that you can't undo that. And as you age and mature, you start seeing and realizing, you get a glimpse of the damage and the devastation that you wreaked upon a family to have it. Okay,
The recording stop. I guess it has a time limit. But
okay,
to follow back up with that, right? So you getting off the blue
yeah,
bus and you
right,
navigating through the system, and as time go on, you
yeah,
say you went through your teens, your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, right? So in hindsight, you never
yeah,
really got to really live a life to the fullness. A lot of these kids that's out here, they living in the moment, and if sometimes that moment you living in the moment, and then you get robbed of your future, right? Um,
yeah.
and dealing with that, um, what are some of the things you felt like you lacked when you was in the community? Like it can be a number of things. Like talk about like your upbringing, like what things that you lacked that you had to fulfill in the streets.
That was absolutely, man. I miss my family. I lost my mother when I was 12, so I lost my rock. And so I was crushed. And there's no way I was coming back from. They tried to help me out there, but I was just, and I didn't know they were trying to help me. You good?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was trying to find some help. The places I was going or the people I was depending upon, they wanted them people to help me. They were part of the problem, not part of the solution. And as a child, and you don't understand these things. I don't care what people have to say, man. When they talk about your brain isn't fully developed, you're in your teenage years, you don't know what life is about. I don't care if you lived on the street or not, right? Brick and run the streets. You don't even have an inkling of an idea of what 20, 30, 40, or 50 years of living actually means, you know? So yeah, man, it's definitely, you can find some people out there get off the street. Help you make better choices with your life. You know, don't make idiotic choices, man. Don't forfeit your life like that, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're gonna live a life of regret no matter what. You know, because when you are sitting in these prison cells, you're not the only one doing time. Whoever's related to you could be your mom, your father, your sisters, your children, your aunts, your uncles, your grandparents, your nieces, your nephews, everybody who knows you and cares about you, right? Is affected by it,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they're devastated and hurt because there's nothing that they can do to change your situation, to help you get out of prison, to undo the damage that was done because of the choice you decided to make.
Mm.
And
So that's a.
sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
I see these guys who play these video games, right? And they call a reboot, right? You retry whatever reboot, whatever. Now, when somebody gets shot and their life is taken, man, there's no way of redoing that. There's no reboot, man. It's only Hollywood where people get shot, stabbed, cut up, and all that blown up, and then they play another movie or another role somewhere else. No, man. When that person's gone, that breath of life is taken from them. That's it.
Mm.
Not coming back. No matter how much you wish you could change, it's not returning. That's the devastating reality that man, hey, those
Wow.
choices we make have horrible consequences, devastating effects on both sides because the family that you also participated and perpetrated that wound to, and they never heal. They're never gonna have a child back
Mm-hmm.
for their significant other. They're not coming back. You know, family gatherings, like I told the Jonathan before, that shares effort, and I'm blamed for that. No one else, no one else but me.
Mm. So I know that
And
a lot of people that use excuses to go home, come back, go home, come back, go home, come back. Everybody has the excuse. I didn't heard it all, seen it all. But as a returning citizen myself, um, I know you seen. How do you feel when you see people come back, man, and you just in that joint, and you probably seen people come back 10 times. How do that make you feel, man? Like
man,
honestly.
it hurts, right? Because I'm looking at a life that's being wasted. I call it doing a life sentence on an installment plan.
Mm,
You know, and then I see some guys that want to get out and come, but they going right back to the homeboys to do the same thing that brought them to prison. I told the guys one time, I said, man, once you get a parole board, you don't want to go home. You like prison, right? I
mm,
said, man, as a say you going back to the county jail, getting another charge, getting some more on your rap sheet, and then save your family some more anguish because they weren't happy to see you home, but now you're back in the place again, hurting all over again.
mm,
Right? I heard somebody do say, man, I'm hurt, man. I hurt my family. I miss my children. I miss my family. And then they come right back. I'm like, man, you don't really miss it like you think you do. Or they ain't really see you. You
mm.
know? And I
Eh,
told them, I said, man, stay here. I said, that way you won't have to worry about buying another TV, an Xbox, whatever else you're into. Uh, get more money in, do clothing, because you have to order clothes and stuff. And buy, you go to Pakistan or whatever else you want to get. Well, it saves you money, man. It saves you disappointment or heartache.
hmm I got two more questions for you because we got 5 minutes. So
Okay.
the one
Okay.
question is, it's assumed that a lot of people assume that they get locked up, they're gonna make it back home. How many people you seen die?
Man, I can't even count. I guarantee you, but even when they did this evaluation on me, I told them, man, the building holds almost 400 people, right? In the 40 years that I've been over, I said, I guarantee you it's been a building full of people who's died since I've been in prison. It's almost 400 people.
And that's
I
just
walked
like,
right by,
mm-hmm,
I walked by a dude that was in the penitentiary. I spoke to him. I called him by his name, and it wasn't 2 seconds, literally, that a dude said his throat and bled to death right there on the flat. I was walking to work to the laundry. I got to the laundry, and they locked the prison down. And then we came back, and blood was all over the flat. And they made us go on the other side. And the jail was locked, the prison was locked down. And that's just one of many, right?
mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, these are real stories, man. These ain't made up things, man. They're facts. You know, I can talk about them. I can tell you, he killed himself on down at JCI, right? Because he tried to set his son. He took himself by his life, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the cell, they shut the prison down. I was in the school as a tutor, and the cell was covered with blood. You know what I mean? Literally, this ain't nothing. You know, no joke. The guy's name was Ron. I can't remember his last name, and I'm trying to remember it.
So
But
apart,
that's just one of many.
yeah. So apart from the murders, like people don't understand. Like you go to jail, your health gonna fail sometimes, right? I've seen people,
Yep.
diabetes, dialysis, liver, kidneys. I've seen people, on all different levels, man, that
All
didn't
that.
they had made parole, but they end up transpiring before they came home. And my last,
I
oh, go ahead.
good.
No, I was
No,
gonna
I'm just
say,
saying, it was like three guys died of brain cancer. Two guys died of heart attack. You
mm-hmm,
know, just old age. You know, just died in their sleep. You know, so death is a reality, man. Um, that thing, man, that statement, man, today is not promised to no one.
right.
Right? You may
So
wake up, but you might not go to sleep.
gotcha.
And
So
that's
the
the
last
reality behind it.
the last minute, I want to ask you this last question because I see a lot of people. They look at YouTube, TikTok, and they see jail, and they not understanding how jail
Right.
once was. When we can go ahead, go to the library, go to African Black History, go ahead, do that. You know, in this stage right now, is this the worst part in your life at this stage of prison? Like, is it the best or the worst in the sense of? Mhm.
This is the worst. There's no programs in this person. My lawyer, even before my parole hearing, wanted me to participate in programs. There hasn't been any programs in this prison for years. They took the vocational shops out.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
They don't have. They have a education building thing that they use tablets, and that's it. You don't really do a whole lot of movement. You don't do anything but sit in a prison cell. There's
So,
no program available.
so you just sitting
It's
around
tied in
warehousing.
now with this new administration. Yeah,
Mm,
you ain't going nowhere. I'm telling you, 23-1. You might on open tiers. I mean, the house honor tiers you get out more, but on a
You
regular,
have 30 seconds remaining.
wow.
you're getting out a 15-minute
Woo.
shower for 8 to 30 minutes every day, and that ain't even guaranteed. That
Yeah.
might be every 2 or 3 days shower.
Got you. The phone about to hang up, man. Look, man, I love you, man. I'm
All
gonna
right,
get this message out to the youth soon
all
as
right. God bless
possible. And if you can, call me tomorrow
you.
morning.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Love you, man.
I know I won't because I got work. I love you, Chris. God bless.